Back straight to my colleague Indrajit Kundu, getting in those details from the streets of Kolkata, where the protests have broken out. Indrajit, like you mentioned, this is a very busy junction. Just talk to us about the kind of inconvenience that these protesters are obviously causing. Were permissions given for the protest? Tell our viewers.
Well, Sneha, as I said, it's been, around 40 minutes that we have been seeing this protest taking place. Protesters with black bands in their arms like this, they're lying down on the streets. As I said, this is a very, very busy intersection. My camera person will show heavy police presence. Senior police officers are here trying to man the streets because, as I said, this is a very, very crucial intersection and they're trying to, keep the traffic flowing from one end. However, as I said, this is a 7-point crossing. So a lot of traffic from central and south Kolkata will be affected directly as people have taken siege of this area and they are protesting. I'll try and show. There are vehicles which are trying to pass by, but the protesters are stopping it. As you can see here, vehicles, there are some protesters who are trying to stop it. There are others who are trying to allow it. So, chaotic scenes out on the streets of Kolkata right now. This is the Park Circus crossing. Very, very busy intersection and major protests taking place against the Waqf Amendment Bill, which has now been passed in the Parliament. Anger spilling out on the streets of Kolkata. You can see, there is human chain that has now been formed. That has been human chain that has been formed. So, hundreds and hundreds of people from the Muslim community, they are, they have obstructed this area, traffic not been allowed, and protests taking place. So far, protests have been peaceful, but there have been, peacefully chal raha hai, chalne do, ye sab mat karo. So protests have been peaceful so far, but there are some elements who will always create some trouble. So that you can see, शांतिपूर्ण तरीके से यहाँ पे प्रदर्शन चल रही है और वक़्फ़ बिल के खिलाफ जो प्रोटेस्ट है लोगों का, जो आवाज है, वो लोग यहाँ पे आके बुलंद कर रहे हैं. आप देख सकते हैं. There are other people who are trying to stop them. There will always be some who will try to heckle media in these protests. But as you can see, tempers are running high in this protest. There are hundreds of people who are out on the street, and this entire area in Park Circus area, I'll again ask my camera person to show, the traffic has been halted. However, we can see an ambulance right now, and that is being allowed to pass. So this is what is happening right now. The police, of course, they are showing their patience. It's not very clear as to how long will they allow, traffic to be completely, brought to a standstill the way it has been. I'll just go to the other side of the street now and show you how the common people, they are completely stuck right now. There are vehicles that have been completely, they're stuck right here. As I said, this is a 7-point crossing, and from one corner, slowly the police is allowing some traffic to move towards the Eastern Metropolitan Bypass. But long queues of vehicles waiting on this part as protests continue. And I'll once again ask my camera person Sham to come this side and show that this entire area, has been out of bound for traffic for quite some time now, and it's going to be a challenge for the Kolkata police, in fact, Sneha, to keep the traffic flowing. Otherwise, traffic in other parts of Calcutta will also be, especially in southern parts, will also be thrown out of gear. So clearly, major protests taking place. The protest call had earlier been given yesterday that the protest would start at around 2:30 p.m. In the afternoon after Jummah Namaz, and it's almost going to be an hour that these protests have taken place. And just now, when the police allowed some traffic to move, Sneha, I'll just show you. Just as the police allowed some traffic to move, there has been another human chain that has been formed, and the protesters don't want the traffic to be eased. So clearly, after some point in time, we really don't know as to how the police is going to normalize the traffic, but this protest at this point seems The protesters are adamant that they are going to continue with the protest for a longer period of time. It's peak traffic. It's on a Friday afternoon, and therefore a lot of inconvenience as well to the people who are out on the streets going about their work from their workplaces. Sneha.
All right, I'm going to thank you, Indrajit Kundu, getting us up to speed with those details as far as the protest there is concerned. That's in Kolkata. Also, pictures on the extreme right-hand side of your screens are visuals coming in from Ahmedabad. Remember, this has got to do with the passage of the Waqf Bill in both houses of Parliament, and that's the reason why a section of the population are out on the streets protesting against it.